This is Wave News at 11.
I go to the door, already there. That's a gun on my wife's head.
The owner of a New Albany restaurant recounts the moments his wife was held at gunpoint. The suspect, the same man accused of killing his estranged wife and another man at a nearby gas station. That's what Richard Wen says he saw Monday morning, just minutes before his wife Winnie was injured, and the man accused of starting the mayhem was shot by police. Thank you for joining us for Wave News at 11 tonight. I'm John Bull. This all started at 10 o'clock Monday at the Circle K on Grant Line Road, where Sherrock Douglas is accused of shooting and killing his estranged wife, Brandy, and another man. Police say Douglas then sped off, wrecked his car, and ended up at the Onion restaurant on Charlestown Road, where he held Wen's wife at gunpoint. Police were outside, shot him on his way back out onto the roadway. Wave News reporter Nick Pick takes us through it all from Wen's perspective.
Broken and busted, the bricks lying on the grass outside the Onion restaurant and tea house give Richard Wen flashbacks of the past 48 hours.
You get shocked. The only thing you think, I killed my wife. That's all.
Wen starting his Monday just like he always does, in his restaurant, preparing to feed his community, when one of his employees told him to look outside.
One of my employees told me, hey boss, the police with a gun moving around. I said, come on, get out of here. Okay, I'm busy.
But then he listened and saw a convoy of cops, then turned around to find his wife Winnie at the door of the restaurant, facing the barrel of a gun.
I go to the door, already there. That's a gun on my wife's head and holding her with a left arm. He just opened the door, walk out with my wife.
Wen says the suspect, Sherrock Douglas, forced his wife to give up the keys to her car. As Douglas tried to peel out, Wen says the car hit and threw his wife to the ground. Then, police's bullets rained down.
They start shooting. When the car turned around, they start shooting. I'll go down. After the shooting stopped, they hit the rail. I pull my wife to the back. It's okay now.
Douglas was arrested. Winnie taken to the hospital. 2 broken ribs and a broken shoulder. $20,000 in medical bills. And while he's worried how he'll make those payments, Wen looks at the crumbled concrete on his porch, knowing things could have been much worse for him, his family, and his store.
When I went to the hospital, she cried, I just want to protect you. He just said that. She's very brave.
The family has a GoFundMe page set up to pay for Winnie's medical bills. We'll have a link to it on this story on wave3.com. In the studio, Nick Picked, Wave News.
In other news tonight, Governor Andy Beshear vetoed the bill that would ban transgender girls from playing girls' sports in school, but there's still a chance it could become law. It's a controversial topic, and Wave News reporter Tori Gessner is in to explain both sides now.
John, Senate Bill 83 would ban transgender girls and women from 6th grade to college from playing sports on girls' and women's teams. Lawmakers who support this bill say biological males playing on girls' sports teams have an unfair athletic advantage. Others say this bill is unfair and discriminates against transgender girls.
All Fisher Wells wanted to do at Westport Middle School was play field hockey. So much so, she took it upon herself to recruit players for the team. But come their first game, she had to sit out.
Then I started to find out how disgusting the reason I couldn't play was.
She says it was because she's transgender. The situation for the middle schooler, going through an already difficult time for a lot of kids, made it even tougher. Senate Bill 83 would keep her on the bench permanently, mandating children play on the team of their biological sex. The bill's supporters say letting a transgender girl play on girls' sports teams gives that athlete an unfair advantage because scientifically, biological males are stronger, have better endurance, and are faster than biological females, even before puberty.
There has got to be a consensus that we've got to be fair to everyone. And if it's a female athlete who is at the top of her sport, let's say we get into high school, and she gets knocked down by a transgendered athlete, that's not fair, and no one can say that is fair.
Most lawmakers agreed except for Governor Andy Beshear, who vetoed the bill Wednesday after it passed through the General Assembly. He says there hasn't been a single complaint of a transgender girl playing on a girls' sports team in Kentucky. Plus, he thinks it would likely violate equal protections rights, which is why Republican governors, including Indiana's Eric Holcomb, vetoed similar bills.
What's not fair is telling transgender kids, or any kid, that they shouldn't be allowed to participate in the same school activities that every other kid has the opportunity to participate in.
But there's a strong chance lawmakers could override Beshear's veto and make it law, banning girls like Wells from girls' sports for good.
Lawmakers will return to the Capitol after Beshear's veto period on April 13th and 14th, which gives them plenty of time to override the governor's veto. Tori Gessner, Wave News.
The governor has vetoed 15 bills that have gone to his desk for signature. Of those, one of the more notable ones is Senate Bill 1, which would give the superintendent more power over the day-to-day operations and taking away power from school boards. It would also give them control over expenditures up to $250,000. That's more than 10 times more than currently allowed by school boards in Kentucky. The governor said in his veto letter that the bill would lessen, if not eliminate, the participation and input of parents making decisions on both school personnel and curriculum. He also mentioned JCPS in the letter, saying the bill would restrict how often its school board could meet. Another bill the governor vetoed was House Bill 314. It would have allowed the formation of new cities within a consolidated local government, essentially allowing new suburban cities to be created within Jefferson County. The bill would also limit the Louisville mayor to 2 terms. Like all the vetoes, there is a chance the General Assembly could override the vetoes when they come back for the final 2 days of the session. New here at 11. A Louisville man's under arrest after being accused of multiple counts of sex abuse involving a 9-year-old girl. 60-year-old Timothy McQuarrie is charged with 3 counts of rape, sodomy, sex abuse involving a minor under 12, and incest with a victim under 12. The arrest report says the abuse started in June of 2021 and continued through April of 2022. In court this morning, McQuarrie entered a plea of not guilty. The judge set the full cash bond at $100,000 and ordered no contact with the victim or her family. If he makes bail, he'd be placed on home incarceration. In Hardin County, an Elizabethtown man was arrested after being accused of firing a gun at another man. 65-year-old Wayne Cornett is charged with wanton endangerment. According to the News Enterprise, Cornett fired 2 shots from a .38 caliber revolver at a man. And that man says he found debris from a roof where the bullets hit. The man was not hit. Cornett's since been released from the Hardin County Jail. He's due back in court Friday. Also in Hardin County, a Radcliffe man's in jail accused of strangling a teenage relative. 27-year-old James Russell was arrested Tuesday. The arrest report says he and the teenager got into a fight when he put him into a chokehold twice. The teen says he felt like he was going to pass out both times. Russell's being held in the Hardin County Jail on a $2,500 cash bond. Louisville mayoral candidate Craig Greenberg released a jarring TV ad today based around the shooting that happened inside his Butchertown campaign office on Valentine's Day.
Hello, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day. It's going to be a chilly Monday forecast.
We're all just rushing. It's Monday morning. The Super Bowl was the night before. Everybody was up late.
The ad is the first time we're hearing from Greenberg's wife after the shooting. It's also the first time we've gotten a look at what the office looked like in the aftermath of the shooting. The bullet hole in the back of Greenberg's sweater. The photos came from staffers and were kept private until now.
And so my wife and I thought it was important to share our story and our experiences with the community in the hopes that others do the same. There are thousands of people in Louisville that have been impacted by violent crime, many much worse than my family.
It's interesting that Greenberg's ad only shows Greenberg silent and has his wife do all the talking. I don't know what they were aiming for, but what it helps, I think, the viewer do is imagine a world where Greenberg didn't survive the attack.
Craig understands that.
Since the shooting, the Greenberg campaign has moved out of its Butchertown office. Staffers are now working remotely. The man accused of opening fire inside the office barely spent any time in jail. The Louisville Bail Project posted Quintez Brown's $100,000 bond 2 days after it. They said it was so he could get mental health treatment. Right now, he's on house arrest and can't be near Greenberg or have a gun. He was just in court this week, charged with attempted murder and 4 counts of wanton endangerment. For the first time in several years, LMPD held an in-person auction at its impound lot on Frankfort Avenue. Cars, trucks, even a skid steer were up for auction. Total of 60 items that would-be buyers could purchase. The prices varied from $80 for a couple of mopeds to much more. The winning bidders had to pay for the prize within 90 minutes of the auction's end. Then they had to pick up their purchase within 2 days.
Online auctions provided a wider audience, so we could auction a car off to someone in Alaska if we wanted to, and they could hire a record driver to drive it up there. So we did have a larger audience, but this just provides for a quicker way to get vehicles off the lot.
The city's going to have another auction, which will take place online. The date for that has not been set. LMPD says they'll keep cycling out the vehicles to make room for the abandoned vehicles still littering Louisville's streets. Still to come tonight on Wave News at 11, economists say the war in Ukraine continues to threaten the world's wheat supply. And U.S. officials are conversing on Capitol Hill, searching for more ways to try to counteract the shortages. As the fighting continues in Ukraine, NATO's putting out a new warning that the war could last for many more months or even years. More about that next.
Oh, we still have some rain across the Commonwealth, but it's well east of us, and severe weather with tornado warnings still plaguing the southeast. We'll take a look at the radar views for you. We'll give you a peek to the end of the week. Are you ready for some cooler temperatures? That's followed by a warm-up that comes our way next week. I'll have all the numbers in the 10-day earliest alert from the Weather Garden when we come back. Here are tonight's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. That Powerball would be nice to hit. $246 million, and the Mega Millions is $94 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, over $4 billion in grants and scholarships. One simple form connects you to the most experienced team of investigative journalists in the Ohio Valley. When you reach out to the Wave troubleshooters, they listen and work on your behalf to expose issues, uncover the truth, stand up for you when you feel power goes unchecked. With one form, your voice is heard. Get in touch with the troubleshooters at wave3.com.
Of course the AC dies in the middle of summer. Luckily, we're members of American Home Shield.
American Home Shield provides home service plans that help cover the costs when parts of more than 20 home systems and appliances wear out, like our AC just did. And if they can't repair it, they'll replace it.
This is totally fine. I don't have to worry about finding someone to fix my fridge. I can just stick to making breakfast. American Home Shield has flexible plans to fit your budget and needs.
This old toilet's been flushing for 3 hours straight. It's no biggie, though. My American Home Shield plan covers items no matter their age. I already showered today. For a free quote, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com. You stay.
Wave, your official station for the Kentucky Derby. This newscast is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. There's only one. This is Wave News at 11.
U.S. intelligence officials tonight are trying to identify Russian units involved in committing a massacre in Ukraine, where bodies of civilians were found, bound, and executed in the streets of Bucha. The NATO Secretary General is now warning the Russian invasion of Ukraine could wage on for years, as Vladimir Putin still wants the whole of Ukraine. Cole Higgins now has the latest.
Pope Francis unfurling a war-stained Ukrainian flag and kissing it, renewing calls for an end to Russia's war and appealing for an end to atrocities like those seen in Bucha, where a senior U.S. defense official says the executions of 20 tied-up civilian men appears to be premeditated, planned, and very, very deliberate. Newly released drone video captures the macabre moments a person riding a bicycle is gunned down by Russian soldiers. Another captures the grim aftermath where bodies lie lifeless along the same street.
This is a crime which fulfills the features of a genocide.
The U.S. now assesses that Russian forces have completely withdrawn from areas near Kyiv and Chernihiv to reconsolidate and refit in Belarus and in Russia.
We've warned that we're entering a new phase of the conflict that could last for some time. It doesn't mean it will look exactly the same, or the needs or the resources will be exactly the same.
We have to be realistic and realize that this may last for a long time, for many months, for even years.
The Pentagon says it's impossible to know how long the war will last, but they believe Ukraine can win.
I think the proof is literally in
the outcomes that you're seeing every day. The Ukrainians are bravely fighting for their country, and they have denied Mr. Putin so many of his strategic objectives. So absolutely they can win.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
At least 1,563 civilians have been killed since the Russian invasion of Ukraine began, and more than 2,200 have been injured. Today, the U.S. announced a new round of sanctions, including targeting Putin's adult daughters and major Russian financial institutions. A group of volunteers from Kentucky is soon going to be heading overseas to Poland. Kentucky Baptist Relief will be here to help refugees from Ukraine. The first crew of 3 men and 3 women will leave Easter Sunday and will stay 1 week. Then they'll be replaced by other crews from other states. When the deployment's over, dozens of people from all over Kentucky will have helped out.
They're very worried, but this is going to be an opportunity for just to love on them and care for them. So yeah, it's going to be very difficult, probably more emotionally draining to us than physically. Building that trust and building that relationship. And ultimately, the goal is to share with them the love of Jesus Christ. And what we're hearing is that they're very open to learning and hearing about Jesus.
The shelter in Poland is a Baptist church where about 40 to 80 refugees are currently residing. Wheat growers in the United States are already facing high operating costs and drought conditions, but now the war in Ukraine is putting the market into disarray. Experts fear a global food shortage is on the horizon. Known as the breadbasket of Europe, Ukraine's one of the top exporters of grain in the world. The ongoing war is expected to cut trade drastically. Some economists fear it's going to disrupt the global food chain, leading to famine in parts of the East and higher domestic commodity costs. USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack says his department is monitoring the situation.
Ukraine basically exports to a number of countries in North Africa and the Middle East. These are developing countries. These are countries that rely a great deal on that wheat supply to be able to feed their people.
A Ukrainian military volunteer says Russia is using food as a quiet weapon in Ukraine, starving residents into submission and targeting farmland and agriculture infrastructure. During a Ukrainian civil society discussion in D.C. today, that volunteer pleaded for additional aid in the form of weapons, sanctions, and international pressure on Russia. The House Energy Subcommittee today called on the executives from some of the nation's largest energy companies to answer questions about these sky-high gas prices. Democrats criticize the execs and the companies they lead for high prices, while Republicans have pointed fingers at the Biden administration. In front of the committee, the executives insisted that they are not taking advantage of the crisis in Ukraine to keep prices artificially high in order to increase their own profits. Right now, the average price for a gallon of gas nationally dropped 1 penny from yesterday. It's $4.16 now. Kentucky also dropped a cent, sitting at $3.91, and Louisville is staying at $4.11. Well, gas was costly for the folks from our area who drove to nice places like Florida for spring break, but maybe it was worth it based on the rotten weather we're having. Let's get outside to Kevin and find out. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, you're right. 40s for highs for Friday and Saturday. Oh, it's not the best. We do see a nice warm up next week, though. I know that doesn't necessarily help out the spring breakers this week, but it will warm up. And eventually we expect those temperatures to keep on climbing. All right, we're going to look at morning temperatures cooler than last night or early this morning. We're going to be in the low 40s, some places in the 30s. We should see a mainly dry condition early on. Just a few clouds around. Those clouds will build in through the morning, and it's going to give way to a few scattered showers tomorrow afternoon. So we're not finished with the rain yet either. That's the bad news. We had plenty of it today since midnight, so almost 24-hour totals here. We're not going to add to this anymore. You can see Shively picked up over an inch of rain. So did Fairdale. Looking around the area, most places got very close to 1 inch of rain for today. And that's what we had yesterday. We're running close to 2 inches for the month. And we've got a little more rain in the forecast tomorrow. 40% chance in the afternoon. These would be just some downpours or, in some cases, lighter rain showers that would pass by through the afternoon and early evening hours tomorrow. We see a better rain chance on Friday. That may be mixed with a few snow showers in here, lingering into early Saturday. Best chance for some of those snow showers would be very early Friday morning. So late Thursday, early Friday, or perhaps again late Friday, early Saturday. Sunday, yeah, the dry day. We'll take that. Temperatures by Sunday will be warming back closer to where we should be this time of year in the mid-60s. We look around the area tonight. We see a partly cloudy sky overhead here in Louisville. Region-wide, we've got mostly cloudy skies to our east with some of that rain I heard the maps trying to come up out of the ground, but I don't see them, which is going to make this tough. All right, well, let's see if we can get to the forecast for the latter part. Our computer may have froze up on us here. Regardless, the 10-day forecast shows that we're going to notice the warm up next week. I've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, I'll share with you the full 10-day earliest alert.
Psst, psst. Allergies don't have to be scary. Spraying Flonase daily stops your body from overreacting to allergens all season long. Psst, psst. Flonase, all good.
From the moment the sun touches the spires to when the trumpet calls,
it's time for history.
You know something special is happening here.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
And while the world watches, we're right here, and we've been here since the beginning. Wave, your official station for the Kentucky Derby. When tornadoes hit too close to home,
there was just a wall of wind just slapping the house.
Kevin Harnett and the Wave storm tracking team were there with you.
We're going to show you where we have the strongest winds right now.
Tracking every move.
Over 10,000 without power.
Days before the storm.
Damaging winds will be one of our main threats.
Power lines down right now.
And all throughout the night.
After midnight, Louisville is in the clear.
Keeping you safe, alert, and informed. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Harnett and the Wave storm tracking team.
Louisville's After Oaks experience is happening at Paristown. It's Rockin' Derby Eve, presented by Woodford Reserve. A star-studded party with a live performance from country music star Jake Owen.
Yeah, caught up in a southern summer, barefoot blue jean night.
Get the VIP experience and enjoy great food, bourbon, and rock the night away while helping these great local charities. May 6th in Paristown. Tickets are on sale now. For more info, visit derbyeve.com.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready! We don't have time for spills. Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Spraying Flonase daily stops your body from overreacting to allergens all season long. Psst, psst. Flonase, all good.
All right, we're back with you. As promised, we've got the 10-day forecast. Maybe it's the rain outside. I don't know, but they're working inside. Let me show you these temperatures. We've got 40 surrounding us, near 50 degrees here in Louisville. We've pushed the rain out of here early this evening in time for the bats to be in action tonight. Now you see those showers pushing off to eastern Kentucky, past Lexington now. We have had a few clouds around, but all in all, it's a partly cloudy sky around the area. Those rain totals we mentioned here in the metro producing over an inch of rain for some, close to an inch for the rest of us. I'm going to zoom the radar out. Those showers pushing across eastern Kentucky are stronger down toward the coast. Charleston with not only a severe thunderstorm warning, but within the past few hours, they've had additional tornado warnings. Same stories. You work your way down I-75. Atlanta with a severe thunderstorm moving through, and it's a tornado warning between Albany and Valdosta. Well, they've seen a fair share of severe weather over the last couple of days. Today, no exception. Storm reports showing the large hail, some trees down, and even tornado reports moving across central and southern parts of Georgia today. Now, closer to home, we're going to see a few clouds build back in overnight tonight and tomorrow. 50 degrees, that's the current temperature. We made it to a high today of 56. That was 10 degrees below average. It gets even cooler as we go into the end of the week. We'll go 42 for tonight's low, partly cloudy. Tomorrow, we're still running about 10 degrees below normal. We'll see a few scattered showers in the afternoon tomorrow. That comes with a high of 55. Let me map that out. Again, the rain chance after a few peaks of sun in the morning. The clouds build in late morning into the afternoon. That 40% rain chance takes us through the afternoon and early evening. We'll keep a small rain chance into early Friday. That could mix with a few snowflakes. Temperatures are certainly going to be cool enough early in the day to see some snowflakes mix in. It's a 60% chance of just liquid rain. And then as we end the precip later Friday night into Saturday morning, we could wind up with a few snowflakes then as well. So it's a cold end to the week with highs in the 40s. Sunday's the pick of the weekend again, and then we're back into the 70s with a few thunderstorms mid next week. That's the 10-day earliest alert. Let's go over to Kendrick Haskins, who has sports.
Thanks, Kevin. After getting off to an undefeated start to the regular season, Lou City was back in action tonight, starting play in the Lamar Hunt Open Cup. City hosting Chattanooga in the opening round of the tournament, looking like we were heading towards a third straight draw for City until the 74th minute. A lazy pass results in Wilson Harris finding the back of the net. Lou City wins 1-0. They will wait to find out who their next opponent is in the tournament.
We knew it was going to be a difficult game against a difficult opponent. These cup matches are. We talked about making sure that we advance, and ultimately we got the job done. So talked to the players at halftime about being patient, that the goal would come, that I had full belief in that.
Game 2 on the season for the Bats hosting St. Paul. First inning, already 1-0 Saints when Jake Cave drills one to deep center field. Doesn't quite get out of the park. It hits the wall. 2 runs come around, and it's 3-0 St. Paul. Bats pitcher Connor Overton, he would settle down after that to strike out 4 in 4 innings. Same score in the third when TJ Friedel gets all over this pitch. A 3-run shot to right to tie it, but St. Paul scores 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 7th to win it 7-4. The Reds open the season on the road at defending World Series champion Atlanta tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Cincinnati has had a roster turnover, losing guys like Jesse Winker, who was an all-star last season. Reds manager David Bell is keeping a positive outlook.
People are going to step up. And as hard as it is to lose good players and good people, it does create opportunity for players. And we're really excited about our young group of players, young group of starting pitchers. And, that's the way this game goes. And so that's exciting.
Coming up, a draft day honor for 2 local college basketball stars. We'll explain next.
Boom. I won't be cleaning mold and mildew next week, thanks to this.
Did you know Lysol disinfectant spray can actually prevent mold and mildew growth? Spray it every week to break the cycle. Lysol, what it takes to protect.
People have been wondering,
what's happening to Lindsay?
But it's really what Lindsay's gotten into, Planet Fitness. Join now for $1 down and only $10 a month.
Just $10 a month?
Cancel anytime.
That makes me so happy.
One more happy? Enjoy tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Even blow off steam in our judgment-free zone. Get glowing and feel fit-tacular. For $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. But hurry, deal ends Thursday, April 14th.
Local businesses thrive on Wave Listens Live. Let host John Ramsey showcase the best of your business to massive audiences across Kentucky and Southern Indiana. To get your business on Wave Listens Live, go to wave3advertising.com. For more than 7 decades, we've been your local news leaders. And now, almost 75 years after becoming your very first TV station, we're leading into the future. We're investing in the tools and technology to bring you what's happening right now. Innovating how you plan for your day. And no matter where you're watching, whenever you see this logo, you know it's local. It's making a difference. It's looking to the future. You know it's Wave.
Life happens fast, and so does the news happening around you. We are following a developing story. We're showing you what's going on now. We have some breaking news that is coming into our newsroom and what it all means for you right now, every day. You want to be up to date? That's why we're here. This is Wave Now. I'm Myra Ansari. Watch Wave Now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and on your phone.
Boom. I won't be cleaning mold and mildew next week, thanks to this.
Did you know Lysol disinfectant spray can actually prevent mold and mildew growth? Spray it every week to break the cycle. Lysol, what it takes to protect.
Tawana and Bryant, your weather and traffic on Sunrise.
Since John Calipari came to Kentucky, it's become an annual tradition in Lexington. A big-time point guard plays 1 year for the Cats, then makes his way to the NBA. You can add Ty Washington to that group with John Wall and Brendan Knight. This afternoon, the Kentucky freshman announced he is entering the NBA draft and will hire an agent. In his one season at UK, Washington averaged just under 13 points and 4 assists. He's a projected lottery pick. The WNBA draft is this coming Monday. Two familiar faces will be in attendance. Former UK star Ryan Howard, who could be the #1 pick, will be there. Also invited former guard Emily Ingsler. She will be one of 12 players invited to be in the green room. The Masters tees off on Thursday morning, marking the return of the great Tiger Woods. This is Tiger's first major since almost having to have his leg amputated after a car accident. He tees off at 10:34 in the morning. St. X grad Justin Thomas tees off right after him at 10:45. That's sports. We'll be right back.
The most trusted in tracking storms. Download the Wave Weather app.
Having excellent vision isn't just about how well you see. It's how you see yourself and the world around you. Our eye doctors are here for you to provide the personalized care you need when you need it. Because true care is about more than eyeglasses and contact lenses. It's about you, not just what you see, but how you see it. Clarkson Eye Care. Eye care with you at the center.
Of course the AC dies in the middle of summer. Luckily, we're members of American Home Shield.
American Home Shield provides home service plans that help cover the costs when parts of more than 20 home systems and appliances wear out, like our AC just did. And if they can't repair it, they'll replace it.
This is totally fine. I don't have to worry about finding someone to fix my fridge. I can just stick to making breakfast. American Home Shield has flexible plans to fit your budget and needs.
This old toilet's been flushing for 3 hours straight. It's no biggie, though. My American Home Shield plan covers items no matter their age. I already showered today. For a free quote, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com. You stay.
You know, when I'm tracking storms, any storm, there are a few things I'm focused on. The most important is making sure I'm as accurate as possible, giving you and your family that information in a timely manner so you can prepare for those storms that are coming, making sure it's delivered in a calm and assuring way. I remember storms as a kid. They can be scary, but I'm here to be that source of comfort, walking you through the storm, help keep you and your family safe. I'm Kevin Harnett. That's why I track storms.
Comedian Dave Chappelle has added a third show at the Louisville Palace after extraordinary demand for his last-minute appearance in Louisville. Tickets went on sale this morning for Chappelle's April 12th and 13th shows. Due to the overwhelming popularity for the 7 p.m. shows both nights, the comedian is going to perform a second late-night show at 10 p.m. on April 13th. Tickets for all 3 shows are still available through Ticketmaster, except for the fact that Kendrick just bought them all.
Yeah, Vivid Seats.
He's going. Vivid Seats, baby. Thanks for joining us tonight.
See you tomorrow.
Download the Wave News app on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
There's a different way to treat HIV. It's every other month injectable Cabenuva.